The group of people who backstabbed you are now destroyed by karma. My beloved child, listen carefully, because what you are hearing now was hidden from you on purpose. There was a time when smiles surrounded you, when laughter felt genuine, when hands reached out as if they wanted to help, but behind those smiles was a quiet agreement made in shadows. A group you trusted, a circle that stood close enough to hear your heartbeat, chose betrayal over loyalty. They whispered when you weren't in the room. They planned when you were exhausted. They took your silence as weakness and your patience as permission. But understand this clearly, nothing escaped the eyes of karma. Every false promise, every secret knife aimed at your back, every moment they celebrated your pain was recorded. And now, something huge is waiting for you, because the balance has begun to shift. Stay till the end, because what unfolds next is not coincidence, it is consequence. The very people who thought they were untouchable are feeling pressure they cannot explain, their plans are collapsing without warning. The same paths they used to corner you are now trapping them. Confusion surrounds them, sleepless nights haunt them, and the unity they once had is cracking from the inside. You didn't have to fight them. You didn't have to expose them. Karma stepped in silently, precisely, and relentlessly. Don't skip this moment, because this is where the truth becomes undeniable. What they sent toward you has returned multiplied, and they are not prepared for it. Something huge is waiting for you right now, and it's the realization of your power. While they are busy dealing with the consequences of their actions, you are being lifted beyond their reach. The pain they caused was never meant to destroy you, it was meant to separate you from what could not follow you forward. Their downfall is not your revenge, it is your confirmation. You are stepping into clarity, strength, and protection they can never touch again. Remember this feeling. Remember this shift. Because the chapter where they controlled the story is over, and the chapter where you rise has just begun. A quiet truth is unfolding right now, and it's moving faster than anyone expected. What you don't see is how rapidly the ground is slipping beneath the feet of those who turned against you. Their confidence was built on lies, and lies cannot hold weight forever. One by one, the things they relied on are failing them, support disappearing, influence fading, alliances breaking without warning. They believed they were clever. They believed no one would ever connect the dots. But karma does not need witnesses, it only needs time. And that time has arrived. Stay till the end of this message, because the scale of what is happening behind the scenes is far bigger than you realize. Here is what makes this moment once in a lifetime. While their world is shrinking, yours is expanding in ways you didn't plan but desperately needed. Doors you thought were sealed are loosening. Opportunities you never chased are quietly aligning. You may feel tired, confused, or emotionally drained, but that is only because you have already passed through the hardest part. They are just entering theirs. Don't skip this understanding. What feels like delay in your life was actually protection. You were being pulled away before their collapse could touch you. The universe separated you for a reason, and now you're seeing proof in real time. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's not loud or dramatic, it's solid, irreversible change. The people who backstabbed you are being forced to face themselves, and that is the one battle they cannot escape. Meanwhile, you are being repositioned into peace, strength, and clarity. Notice how you no longer need validation. Notice how their names don't carry the same emotional weight anymore. That is freedom. This is the turning point where you stop questioning why it happened and start recognizing why it had to. What's coming next will make everything they did irrelevant, and that is the most powerful outcome of all. Something subtle but undeniable is happening in your energy now, and it's changing the entire direction of your life. The weight you carried for so long is beginning to lift, not because the past disappeared, but because its purpose has been fulfilled. The betrayal taught you discernment. The silence taught you strength. The loneliness taught you self-trust. Meanwhile, the same people who once felt powerful over you are facing emptiness where certainty used to be. Their laughter feels forced now. Their confidence feels hollow. Karma doesn't shout, it drains. And what they are losing cannot be replaced. Stay till the end of this message, because this is where the deeper truth reveals itself. You were never meant to confront them or prove anything. Your growth was the response. While they focused on tearing you down, you were being refined. While they tried to block your path, a new one was quietly forming beneath your feet. Don't skip this moment of realization. The reason their actions hurt so deeply is because they pushed you into alignment with something higher. What broke you open is now rebuilding you stronger than before. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with clarity. You are starting to see people for who they truly are, without fear, without attachment, without illusion. That clarity is protection. That clarity is power. You are no longer accessible to manipulation, and that alone changes everything. Their chapter is closing in confusion and regret, but yours is opening with awareness and momentum. This is not the end of the story, it's the point where the balance finally tilts in your favor. A line has been crossed in the unseen world, and there is no turning back from what follows. The people who once gathered in secrecy, feeding off shared negativity, are now standing alone in the aftermath of their own choices. What held them together was never loyalty, it was convenience. And now that convenience has vanished. You may notice strange delays around them, repeated setbacks, sudden losses of direction. These are not accidents. This is the unraveling. Don't skip this understanding. When karma begins, it removes support before it removes stability. What they are experiencing now is only the beginning of that collapse. Stay till the end of this message, because this is where the contrast becomes undeniable. While their world is growing heavier, yours is becoming lighter. You are no longer chasing closure. You are no longer replaying conversations in your mind. Instead, you're stepping into a calm that once felt impossible. That calm is not weakness, it is authority. It means their influence over you has expired. Something huge is waiting for you in this phase: respect without explanation, peace without permission, and progress without apology. The very strength they tried to drain from you is now the force moving you forward. Here is the final truth of this moment: karma did not destroy them for you, it removed them for your elevation. Their downfall is simply a side effect of your rise. You are walking into a season where alignment replaces struggle, where clarity replaces confusion, where your path no longer intersects with betrayal. Remember this feeling, because it is permanent. You are no longer the one being watched, you are the one being protected. And from this point forward, everything that approaches you must come in truth, or it will not reach you at all. A new silence is surrounding you now, and this silence is different from the one that once hurt you. Before, silence felt like abandonment. Now, it feels like protection. The noise of opinions, judgments, and hidden agendas is fading, and in its place comes a clear awareness of who you are becoming. The people who once thrived on your reactions are left without access, without influence, without direction. They are still searching for control, but the door to you is closed. Don't skip this moment, because this quiet is the signal that your life has shifted into a higher order. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this phase of detachment. You are no longer bound by the need to understand why they did what they did. The need has dissolved on its own. What matters now is how effortlessly you are moving forward while they remain stuck in cycles of regret and confusion. Karma doesn't rush, it settles. And once it settles, there is no negotiation. Their loss is not dramatic, it is gradual, permanent, and deeply personal. Meanwhile, your gains are steady, grounded, and lasting. This is the moment where you realize the betrayal did not take anything from you, it returned you to yourself. You are standing stronger, clearer, and more centered than ever before. The future unfolding ahead of you is built on truth, not illusion. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is a life where peace is no longer rare, trust begins with yourself, and nothing from the past has the power to follow you. The chapter of pain is closing quietly, and the chapter of alignment has already begun. A deeper realization is settling into your spirit now, and it's changing how you see everything that once confused you. You're beginning to understand that the betrayal was never about your worth, it was about their fear of it. They saw your potential before you fully did, and instead of rising with you, they tried to anchor you to their limitations. That attempt failed. What they underestimated was your resilience and the quiet strength that grows when someone is pushed too far. Don't skip this awareness, because it explains why you're standing steadier now while they are unraveling behind closed doors. Stay till the end of this moment, because something huge is waiting for you in the form of release. You are no longer carrying anger or the need for justice. That burden has been lifted without effort. Karma has taken over the role you were never meant to play. While they struggle to justify their actions and repair broken inner foundations, you are moving freely, unburdened by the past. Notice how your intuition feels sharper. Notice how your decisions feel calmer. This is not coincidence, it's alignment returning to you. Here is the quiet victory no one talks about: you won without becoming like them. You didn't harden your heart. You didn't lose your integrity. You didn't betray yourself to survive. And that is why your future feels clean, open, and powerful. Something huge is waiting for you in this next chapter, a life where your presence is respected, your boundaries are honored, and your energy is protected. The story of what they did is fading into insignificance, but the story of who you are becoming is only just beginning. A shift is locking into place now, and it cannot be undone. You may not see fireworks or dramatic signs, but the change is real and permanent. The lessons have integrated, the wounds have closed, and your energy no longer leaks into places it doesn't belong. The people who once fed off your openness can no longer reach you, no matter how hard they try. Their attempts fall flat because you are no longer tuned to their frequency. Don't skip this truth: disconnection is not loss when it brings you back to yourself. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this phase of mastery. You are no longer reacting. You are choosing. You are no longer explaining, you are living. That is power in its purest form. While they remain trapped in the need to be seen, to be right, to be validated, you are free from all of it. Their karma continues quietly, teaching lessons they refused to learn when you were kind enough to show them. And the distance between you and them keeps growing, not in pain, but in peace. This is where your future stabilizes. Trust begins to rebuild, not outwardly, but within. You trust your instincts. You trust your timing. You trust your worth. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this point, a life shaped by intention instead of reaction, clarity instead of confusion, alignment instead of compromise. The chapter of betrayal has served its purpose, and now it dissolves. What remains is you, unshaken, protected, and finally moving forward without looking back. A calm certainty is settling into your life now, and it's stronger than any noise that once tried to distract you. You can feel it in the way decisions come easier, in the way your mind no longer replays old scenes. The past has lost its grip. The people who once moved in groups against you are now scattered, disconnected, and unsure of their place. What united them was never truth, so it could never last. This is not something you forced, it happened naturally the moment you chose yourself. Don't skip this realization, because it explains why peace feels unfamiliar yet deeply right. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this stage of renewal. You are stepping into a version of life where effort finally meets reward. Where your energy is returned to you multiplied. Where the absence of certain people creates space for better alignment. Notice how you no longer feel the need to defend your story. That urge is gone because your growth is speaking louder than words ever could. While they remain busy managing consequences and pretending nothing changed, you are quietly building a life that no longer includes them at all. This is the point where strength becomes effortless. You don't wake up thinking about what they did, you wake up focused on what you are becoming. And that is the final confirmation that karma has done its work. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this moment. Stability that doesn't shake, confidence that doesn't depend on approval, and a future that feels solid instead of uncertain. The chapter that once defined your pain no longer defines you. You have moved beyond it, and everything ahead is shaped by clarity, self-respect, and unbreakable inner peace. A quiet confidence is taking root within you now, and it's changing how the world responds to you. You're no longer trying to be understood, you are simply being. That shift alone removes you from the reach of those who once tried to control your narrative. The group that stood together against you is now facing the weight of separation. Without your energy, without your reactions, their influence weakens. What once felt like power was actually borrowed from you. Don't skip this realization, because it reveals why their downfall feels so silent yet so complete. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this stage of embodiment. You are living from alignment, not memory. The lessons are no longer painful, they are integrated wisdom. You move with clarity, speak with intention, and protect your space without guilt. Meanwhile, they are forced to sit with the outcomes of choices they thought would never return. Karma doesn't arrive to punish, it arrives to balance. And balance has finally been restored in your favor. This is where your future gains momentum. You are attracting situations and people that meet you at your level of awareness. There is no need to look back, no need to compare, no need to wait for apologies. Your peace is your closure. Something huge is waiting for you ahead, a life where trust begins with self-respect, where growth feels natural, and where nothing built on betrayal can ever follow you again. The past has released you, and the path forward is clear. A final layer of understanding is settling in now, and it brings a sense of completion you didn't know you needed. The story that once felt unfinished no longer pulls at you. You see it clearly for what it was, a turning point, not a wound. The people who chose to stand against you are no longer part of your emotional landscape. Their presence fades, not because you forced it, but because relevance has expired. Don't skip this moment of clarity, because it marks the end of their hold and the beginning of your full independence. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this closing shift. You are stepping into a phase where your energy is clean, focused, and protected. The effort you once spent surviving is now available for building. Building stability. Building purpose. Building a future that reflects who you truly are. While they remain busy managing the consequences of past choices, you are moving forward with intention and calm authority. The contrast is quiet, but it is powerful. This is the chapter where peace becomes your default, not your reward. You don't need proof anymore, the change within you is proof enough. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this point, a life shaped by self-trust, clarity, and alignment. The cycle has closed. The lesson is complete. And what comes next is not influenced by betrayal, but guided by strength, awareness, and a deep, unshakable sense of inner freedom. A new stability is anchoring itself into your life now, and it feels different from anything you've known before. This is not excitement that fades or hope that depends on outcomes. This is grounded certainty. You are no longer bracing for betrayal or scanning the room for hidden intentions. That chapter trained you, but it no longer defines you. The people who once acted as a unit against you are now dealing with fractures they cannot repair. Their shared story has ended. Don't skip this understanding, because it explains why you finally feel safe within yourself. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this season of embodiment. You are becoming consistent in your energy, and consistency creates respect. Without saying a word, you set a standard others can feel. This is why new connections feel calmer, cleaner, and more aligned. You are no longer attracting chaos to teach you lessons, you've already learned them. Meanwhile, karma continues to work through those who resisted growth. Not loudly, not publicly, but effectively. This is the point where your life begins to feel intentional instead of reactive. You wake up with direction instead of doubt. You move forward without checking who's behind you. Something huge is waiting for you ahead, a future built on self-trust, emotional clarity, and inner authority. The past has released its grip completely, and what remains is a version of you that cannot be shaken by old stories, old wounds, or old betrayals. A deeper calm is flowing through your days now, and it's a sign that your inner world has finally caught up with your strength. You are no longer carrying emotional armor into every situation. You don't need it anymore. The lessons have settled, and the awareness they brought is now part of who you are. The people who once gathered against you feel distant, almost unreal, as if they belong to another lifetime. Their influence has dissolved. Don't skip this realization, because it confirms that healing is not loud, it is steady and complete. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this phase of alignment. Your thoughts are clearer. Your choices feel lighter. You are no longer pulled by old patterns or familiar pain. What once triggered you now passes without reaction. That is mastery. While they continue facing the quiet consequences of unresolved intentions, you are building something solid within yourself. Karma keeps its balance without your involvement, and that freedom is priceless. This is where your life begins to flow instead of push. Effort turns into momentum. Resistance turns into trust. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this point, a future shaped by emotional maturity, inner peace, and unwavering self-respect. You are no longer defined by what happened to you, but by how completely you rose above it. The story has transformed, and you are finally living from a place that feels whole, grounded, and undeniably yours. A powerful sense of self-recognition is awakening within you now, and it's changing the way you walk through the world. You are no longer questioning your reactions or second-guessing your instincts. You trust yourself fully, and that trust creates a presence that cannot be ignored. The people who once underestimated you are now facing the truth of their misjudgment. What they thought would weaken you became the foundation of your strength. Don't skip this moment, because it marks the return of your full confidence. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this stage of self-possession. You are no longer shaped by external approval or resistance. Your worth feels internal, steady, and unshakable. While those who betrayed you continue to search for control outside themselves, you have found it within. This is why their actions no longer disturb your peace. The balance has shifted permanently, and you are standing on the side of clarity and power. This is the chapter where alignment becomes visible. Your choices reflect your growth. Your boundaries reflect your wisdom. Your silence reflects your strength. Something huge is waiting for you ahead. A life where you move with certainty, attract with authenticity, and stand rooted in truth. The past no longer has a voice in your present. You have reclaimed your narrative, and everything from here forward rises with you. A quiet authority is settling into your presence now, and it speaks louder than anything you could ever explain. You don't announce your growth, you embody it. The people who once tried to diminish you can sense the distance, even if they don't understand it. Their influence has faded, and with it, the power they thought they held. What once felt personal now feels irrelevant. Don't skip this awareness, because it shows you how completely you have stepped beyond their reach. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this phase of elevation. You are no longer reacting to life, you are directing it. Your energy is selective, your time is protected, and your focus is intentional. This is why progress feels smoother now. While others remain tangled in unresolved cycles, you are moving forward with clarity and grace. Karma has finished its work where you are concerned, and it continues where it must. This is where your future stabilizes into something lasting. You no longer fear loss, because you know how to rebuild from truth. You no longer fear betrayal, because you recognize it before it reaches you. Something huge is waiting for you ahead. A life shaped by inner authority, emotional intelligence, and unshakable peace. The journey that once tested you has refined you, and from this point on, everything you build stands on solid ground. A profound transformation has completed itself within you now, even if you didn't mark the moment it happened. It arrived quietly, through patience, through endurance, through choosing to keep going when walking away would have been easier. You are no longer the person who needed answers, apologies, or explanations. You have outgrown that version of yourself. The people who once operated in groups against you can no longer recognize you, because the version of you they understood no longer exists. Their memory of you is outdated. Their access is gone. Don't skip this truth, because it explains why their presence feels powerless now. What once hurt deeply no longer reaches you at all. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this final stage of independence. You are stepping into a season where your energy is self-contained and self-directed. You no longer seek safety from others, you generate it within yourself. That inner security changes everything. It changes who approaches you, what stays in your life, and what dissolves without effort. While they continue to experience instability, comparison, and inner unrest, you are grounded. Karma has not rushed this process, and that is why the result is permanent. The separation between your path and theirs is now absolute. This is where your story becomes unmistakably yours. You move forward without resistance, without doubt, without looking over your shoulder. Your focus is no longer on what was taken, but on what is being built. And what is being built now is stronger than anything that came before. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this moment. A life where clarity replaces confusion, where peace replaces survival, and where your strength no longer needs to be proven. The past has fulfilled its purpose. You have risen beyond it. And everything ahead aligns with the version of you that finally knows exactly who they are. A lasting clarity is anchoring into your life now, and it's reshaping how you interpret everything around you. You no longer search for hidden meanings or second-guess intentions. What is real reveals itself to you easily. What is false fades without effort. The people who once tried to move against you no longer cross your mind the way they used to. Not because you are avoiding the memory, but because it has lost emotional charge. Don't skip this realization, because emotional neutrality is a sign of true freedom. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this stage of inner authority. You are no longer pulled by old fears or conditioned reactions. You choose where your energy goes, and that choice is deliberate. This is why life feels less chaotic now. While others remain caught in patterns of repetition and regret, you are experiencing forward motion that feels natural and deserved. Karma has closed the lesson for you, and that closure is complete. This is where peace becomes sustainable. Not temporary relief, not a pause between storms, but a stable state you carry with you. Something huge is waiting for you ahead, a future defined by self-trust, emotional balance, and quiet confidence. You are no longer surviving, you are living from alignment. And from this point forward, nothing rooted in betrayal, confusion, or manipulation can find its way back into your life. A steady sense of purpose is guiding you now, and it feels stronger than motivation or desire. It's direction. You're no longer asking where you belong, you know. The uncertainty that once followed you has lifted, replaced by a calm assurance that you are exactly where you need to be. The people who once acted against you feel distant, almost irrelevant, because your life has moved beyond the frequency where they exist. Don't skip this awareness, because it shows how completely you've shifted timelines. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this phase of embodiment. You are no longer preparing to become, you are becoming. Each step you take is intentional, aligned, and grounded in self-respect. This is why opportunities feel steadier now, not rushed or forced. While others remain trapped in cycles they refuse to question, you are walking forward with clarity and quiet confidence. Karma has done its work, and now momentum belongs to you. This is where your path stabilizes into something lasting. You trust your decisions. You honor your boundaries. You move without hesitation. Something huge is waiting for you ahead, a life shaped by purpose instead of reaction, clarity instead of doubt, and peace instead of chaos. The chapter of opposition is fully closed. What opens now is a future built entirely on truth, strength, and unwavering inner alignment. A deep internal shift has fully matured within you now, and this is the kind of change that cannot be reversed. You are no longer driven by urgency, fear, or the need to prove anything to anyone. The version of you that once tolerated subtle disrespect, hidden agendas, and emotional confusion has dissolved. In its place stands someone grounded, aware, and self-led. The group that once stood together against you can feel this difference, even if they never admit it. Their strategies no longer apply. Their words no longer land. Their presence no longer carries weight. Don't skip this truth, because this is the moment you realize they didn't lose access by chance, you revoked it through growth. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this stage of full separation. You have crossed a threshold where the past cannot reach you emotionally. Memories may exist, but they no longer control your reactions. That is power. That is freedom. While they continue replaying old dynamics, seeking relevance, or trying to understand why nothing works the way it used to, you are building momentum in silence. Karma doesn't always take loudly, it takes slowly, layer by layer, until nothing false remains standing. What they are experiencing now is not punishment, it is exposure to their own choices without distraction. This is where your life begins to feel deeply intentional. You are no longer drifting or recovering, you are creating. Creating stability. Creating direction. Creating a future that reflects your self-respect. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this point, a life where peace is consistent, boundaries are natural, and trust begins with you. You are no longer shaped by what you endured. You are defined by what you overcame and how completely you outgrew it. The distance between you and your past has become permanent, and everything ahead is aligned with the strongest version of who you are now. A sense of completion is settling into your spirit now, and it's bringing a calm you once thought was impossible. There is nothing left to revisit, nothing left to fix, nothing left to prove. The cycle has closed in full. The people who once moved in groups against you are no longer part of your emotional awareness. Their chapter has ended quietly, without drama, without confrontation. Don't skip this moment, because closure that arrives without noise is the most powerful kind. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this stage of wholeness. You are no longer defined by reaction or recovery. You are operating from balance. From clarity. From inner stability. This is why your presence feels grounded now. While others remain entangled in unresolved patterns and internal conflict, you are moving forward without resistance. Karma has finalized its work, and the outcome is clear separation between what was meant to fall away and what was meant to rise. This is where your future opens fully. You trust yourself completely. You honor your journey without carrying its weight. Something huge is waiting for you ahead, a life shaped by calm confidence, emotional freedom, and deep self-respect. The past has released you, and you have released it in return. What comes next is not a continuation of struggle. It is a new beginning built on everything you've learned, everything you've become, and everything you now know you deserve. A quiet forward pull is guiding you now, and it feels natural, almost inevitable. You're no longer measuring progress by how far you've come from pain, but by how aligned you feel in the present. The old weight doesn't return, even when memories surface. They pass through without resistance. The people who once relied on confusion and proximity to affect you have lost their leverage completely. Their relevance dissolved the moment you stopped feeding the past. Don't skip this understanding, because it explains why your days feel simpler and your decisions feel cleaner. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this phase of momentum. You are no longer waiting for signs, you are becoming one. Your consistency is creating stability, and that stability attracts what matches it. While others remain busy revisiting old stories, you are writing new ones without effort. Karma has shifted roles, it no longer needs to correct your path, it now protects it. What once challenged you has stepped aside, making room for clarity, purpose, and steady progress. This is where your life settles into its true rhythm. Not rushed. Not delayed. Just aligned. You trust the pace because you trust yourself. Something huge is waiting for you ahead, a future where peace is reliable, growth is sustainable, and your energy is invested only where it multiplies. The long lesson has completed its work. You are no longer reacting to what happened, you are living from what you've become. And from this point on, everything you build stands strong, grounded, and entirely your own. A deep sense of arrival is washing over you now, and it's unlike anything you've felt before. Not excitement. Not relief. But knowing. You are no longer chasing stability, you are standing in it. The inner conflict that once pulled you in different directions has gone quiet. The people who once formed circles against you no longer exist in your awareness, because your life no longer intersects with theirs. Don't skip this realization, because this is what it feels like when a lesson has fully integrated. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this stage of embodiment. You are no longer questioning your worth or your direction. You trust your choices without hesitation. This trust changes how life responds to you. Things align without struggle. Opportunities meet you where you are instead of pulling you off course. While others remain trapped in cycles of reaction and comparison, you are moving forward with calm authority. Karma has completed its work on your behalf, and now your path is protected by clarity. This is where your future becomes self-sustaining. You no longer need external reassurance or validation. Your peace is internally generated and externally reflected. Something huge is waiting for you ahead, a life shaped by intention, emotional maturity, and unwavering self-respect. The past no longer calls your name. The noise has faded. And what remains is a grounded, powerful version of you, fully present, fully aligned, and finally free to build without interference. A final sense of certainty settles within you now, and it is calm, steady, and unmovable. You are no longer looking back to measure how far you've come, because the distance no longer matters. What matters is who you are standing as today. The chapter of betrayal, confusion, and silent opposition has fully closed. The people who once tried to move against you have faded into irrelevance, not through effort, but through natural separation. Don't skip this truth, because this is what completion feels like: no questions, no loose ends, just clarity. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this final realization. You were never meant to carry anger, seek revenge, or demand explanations. You were meant to rise beyond the reach of what tried to limit you. And you did. Your strength now is quiet but absolute. Your peace is deep and unshaken. While karma continues its work where it must, you are no longer involved. Your path is protected by awareness, wisdom, and self-trust. This is the moment where everything aligns. The past has no power. The future holds no fear. You move forward with certainty, grounded in who you are and what you've become. Something huge is waiting for you, not as a promise, but as a reality already unfolding. A life built on truth, clarity, and inner authority now stands before you. The story has completed its purpose. What remains is you, fully present, fully empowered, and ready for everything ahead.